While the warehouse partied like there was no tomorrow, Frankie developed a new DJing technique. It was more than just playing records. Using an old-fashioned reel-to-reel tape recorder and a turntable, he'd transfer his tunes onto tape, cut them up, turn them around, and rearrange them. A new form of music had arrived.
The industry wasn't really putting out any music with real energy to it. Everything was either very deep and very soulful and slow, or it was country western. Those are your two choices. And so they weren't really putting out anything that had any real energy to it. So most of the records that were coming out that had any energy was coming from either out of Canada or coming from Europe. And what happened was I figured the only way I can keep my dance floor interested is that I had to redo, I had to take some of the older songs and try and like re-edit them or remix them is what I thought I was doing with them.
Right.
To keep their interest, because I figured there wasn't that much new music coming out.
So show me what you do.
Okay.
With this, because this is one of the tracks you used to use, right?
Yeah, this was a real big classic at the warehouse. Oops. Ow. Every good DJ scratches a record every now and then. Take this section a couple times and extend it, and then just let it end the way it naturally does. So really the only thing I did was I changed the intro and I changed the middle.
Right.
I mean, if you were listening very closely, sometimes what they were singing didn't really make sense. But it would play tricks on people's, hearing when they're on the dance floor, because they know that they know the song, and it'll start singing one particular way, and then all of a sudden it would go in another direction. Still the same song, but lyrically it would go in another direction, and people would be on the dance floor. I don't remember that.
The night before going on a tour of Japan, Frankie got together with some of his friends from the warehouse days. The DJ and his original dance floor had been reunited. It was time to reminisce.
The only clubs that actually had DJs in them were the white clubs on the north side. And the only clubs outside of that that had a DJ in it was the warehouse. And there were no black DJs playing in any of the clubs on the north side, And remember how all those clubs like Alfie's and Blink, they all had quotas for how many blacks they would let in? Absolutely. And stuff like that, all that kind of stuff. All of them.
Required me to join with Michael when I came to Chicago myself, because they antagonized us at the door, so I wasn't accustomed being out of New York. Right. Yeah. They asked me for so many IDs, I couldn't believe it. I said, well, do you want me to bring my mother and the doctor?
So, as the city was taking hold of this particular new effect of style, lifestyle, living, we're talking about in a period when America was going through a sexual revolution. It was fun to be this. You had to have a gay friend. You had to have that, and the other.
Remember all these straight kids that were running around pretending to be gay? Just so they could get in?
The infiltration of a fraud.
Just so they could be a part of it.
The sheer essence of it created a style for people to say that, wow. The word out on the street was, have you heard about this here club right here called the Warehouse? It's
that's when the college kids started.
It is something else down in there. You won't believe.
But wait, could you remember when you could go to another party and if you saw a person dance a certain way, you knew they went to the warehouse?
You know that's the house kids right there. They go to the warehouse. They go to the warehouse.
Now this is interesting. The first time I actually heard the word house, first time I heard them call it house, we were out on the south side, and we were driving past this bar, and there was a sign in the window. It was like a little tavern, an Amen corner or something like that. Okay, and there was a sign in the window that said, "We play house music." Oh. And I said, well, what is that?
They played at home.
No, that music that you play down at the warehouse. That's what they said. I was like, really?
Also, what made it unique, I think, was that when you could get up at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Thank
Sometimes
you.
5 o'clock in the morning.
That's
Make your way
right.
down there. A lot of people didn't have cars.
Right.
You get on a bus, you get on a train.
Hobby
You get there at
commute.
6 o'clock, and you can
Yes.
stay there till 12, sometimes almost 1 o'clock.
You have
and
plenty
you'd have
more
as much
time.
time as you need to
Ample.
jack, as
right.
hard as you jack.
You go in and you say, my God, it's a world in and of itself, and look at that, and look at that, and look at what they're doing, and listen to that music, and look at what the music is doing to him, and look at what she's got on, and oh my God, you know, and then my mother, I got a mother coming to the club story. My mother came to the club one night with my best friend's mother. My mother had a 45 in her jeans, and she met Robert at the door. And Robert said, hello, how can I help you? And she said, I'm here to retrieve my daughter, Elisa, and it was about 2 a.m., I guess. I wasn't even at the party yet. So Robert invited her in, you know, didn't charge her admission or anything, said, you are welcome to go and get your child. And she went in, and I think Jeffrey took her throughout the club, all 3 levels. And they came out empty-handed, and she said, this is where she spends her Saturday nights. I can't believe it.
Chicago's everything. It's influenced me in every kind of way. I like to think that I was born and raised in New York, but I grew up in Chicago. I did most of my education in New York, but I got my education in life and learned how to be the person I am here in Chicago. Chicago awarded me that. It's made it possible for me to be exactly who I am. I don't think if I had stayed in New York, I would be doing the same thing now.